Don't trip on your way to watch this episode, or you might just flip your lid. We preview the girls' hockey program. Watch it here or catch it all online. Sportsnight is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a mid-season Sports Night special. I'm Joe Young.
I'm Howie Schapiro. I'm excited for tonight's show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the girls' hockey team who have gotten underway, but we start with some state tournament action. Megan Schultz at state for swimming and diving. She qualified in 2 events, and she did well in both. Improved her her school record time with a 9th place finish at state in the 100 breast, 1 minute 5.28 seconds now that record. She's also 10th place in the 100 fly, finishing in 57.07 seconds. So congratulations go out to her. And again, just a freshman, so it should be very exciting to see her the rest of the way.
Yeah, congratulations for sure. And it really is. I mean, you see what she does now as a freshman, what she can continue to do over the next number of years. I'm excited to see that progress.
And she is not alone. That program is growing and thriving. Well, after 2 seasons combined with Spring Lake Park, the Cardinals girls hockey team are taking flight this season in a new alliance with Champlin Park. Early on, it seems a really good fit that will benefit the athletes from both schools. Together, they're able to put a team on the ice that should be very competitive and fun to watch.
It's really different. The dynamic is super different.
But sometimes, different is a good thing.
There was a lot more girls this year. We had like 45 tryout or something.
With Coon Rapids and Champlin Park coming together, it means the best of both schools will be fighting together for a common goal.
We have so much new talent. There's no shortage of talent.
The new partnership hopefully will allow the program to be more competitive in their very tough conference. It also means there's a lot more competition at practice because every minute of playing time will be precious.
Because I feel like everyone will be like working to get their spot, and it's like they're like your friends, but you're like still competitive with them, you know, and you still want to like be on that higher spot than them.
Head coach Jim Coltis has told the girls that every practice is like a tryout. So the girls will be pushing each other all year to make sure they don't lose ground in a very full roster.
We have depth this year. We're running 4 lines of forwards for varsity, 3 lines of D. I think our goaltending is pretty good. Our goalie, this is her 3rd year on varsity, so that will be a good plus. And we have a few girls who came from Coon Rapids that I know can put the puck in the net.
There could be some growing pains early on as the team figures things out, but they see their unfamiliarity as both a negative and a positive.
One of our weaknesses would being so new together. We're all trying to get to know each other still and know how we play. But one of our strengths would be we're so new, we can all adapt to each other.
I just love that she says it's a strength and a weakness, and they're really excited about being together. And I think once some things work out, they're going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, you know, and I like the fact they have the depth, obviously. And the different part about when they merged with Spring Lake Park is merging with Champlin Park is we have a familiarity with Coach Coltis already. And so it's going to be fun as the season continues to grow to work with him and to watch this squad continue to grow.
And that starts right after this segment because we're going to bring him on for a little interview.
It should be fun. They opened with a couple of tough road games last week, and they're opened their home schedule on the Ice Forum on Tuesday. The puck dropped on the new co-op last week in Burnsville. The Blaze are already off to a scorching start. They'd beaten Bloomington Jefferson and Spring Lake Park by scores of 3-1 and 3-0. The Champlin Park Coon Rapids squad very excited to get the season started and see what they can achieve. Tough defense to dent in Burnsville. CR doing their best to get the pressure on the net early. Long shot, easy save for Riley Pester. She leaves no rebound. Good opportunity off a forced turnover. Delaney Johnson pokes it free. CPCR gets a couple of good chances in close, but Pester doesn't seem bothered at all. Calm, cool, and collected, keeps the door closed. Burnsville had huge advantages in time of possession and shots on goal, but the goalkeeper stole the show at both ends. Bailey Shuck shuts down this chance. She had 32 saves in the game. Scoreless until the 3rd, Aubrey Nelvin able to get the corner cut back across the top of the crease. Shuck stops the first one, but Nelvin gets her own rebound and gets Burnsville on the board. Well, the Blaze get a bounce late in the game to seal the deal. The center pass from mid-boards goes off Abby Tucci's skate in between the legs of Shuck. And Burnsville able to hold on from there. Champlin Park Coon Rapids shut out in their inaugural game. 2-0 was the final.
It's not often you score a goal when your stick's up above your head.
Nope.
It was well defended out front. They tied her up. They got her stick off the ice. and it still didn't prevent the goal, unfortunately. Well, the girls went to Duluth on Friday to take on the team up there, and they showed a little more offense. They were down 3-0 in this game, came back and had a 4-3 lead, had to settle for a 4-4 tie, but it's good to see the offense coming along. Haley Williams had a goal and an assist. Zarate, Baker, and Delaney Johnson had the other goals. Bailey Shuck had 31 saves in the tie, and they have a couple of home games now. They host Andover at the Ice Forum on Tuesday, then Jefferson at Crick on Saturday. Now we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back, have an interview with Coach Coltis right after this. Welcome back to this special mid-season sports night. Again, Joe Young, Howie Shapiro. Now we're joined by new Coon Rapids Champlain Park head coach Jim Coltis. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
First of all, what's your feeling on the team so far?
You know, it's been great. The kids have absolutely gotten along fantastic so far. They've really started to blend together, and they've really bought in. You know, it started all the way back when I first met the kids, when myself and athletic director Scott at the time got together, met with the kids over at Coon Rapids High School in the spring, and we had a good connection right away with the kids, and then all of our summer programming and stuff. It's actually paying off huge dividends right now as the kids get along fantastic. I know that we even had a couple of our girls come over to the Coon Rapids royalty as one of the hockey players was, Jordan Keller was getting recognized there, and our kids wanted to be here to support her. So it's been really cool that way.
You know, you blend two teams together. Obviously, sometimes it can be a challenge. Talk about what the biggest surprise for you have been so far in this young season.
Well, just as in blending the kids together, the biggest surprise for us, honestly, has just been how well they've gotten along. I mean, we just weren't sure. I mean, we're looking at Champlain Park kids, we're looking at Coon Rapids kids coming together, trying to make something special, or at least try to make something that works. And that has been the easiest part of it. I mean, that really, truly has been the biggest surprise, is how easy it has actually come together.
Now, we were talking a little bit before about some of the things you're doing to really help promote that team bonding.
We kind of set our schedule up the way that we wanted it to be, to kind of catch on trying to do this team bonding. We ended up in Grand Rapids for some scrimmage fests. That was a 2-day stay over up there. Then when we got back, we ended up having, we went to Duluth this past weekend for another stay over at night. And we were at Burnsville for our first game, trying to get on the road, a little bit longer trip to kind of take that bus ride and do some of those things. Then now we're kind of moving into the second phase of it. We've got one of these puzzle room things kind of set up for December 6th that we're going to bring the whole program to do that. We've got some stuff we're going to go see the Humane Society here in Coon Rapids, along with Feed My Starving Children. And then we have this big, huge Hockey Day Minnesota thing with Anoka this year, where we're going to have all of our levels from 8U to varsity all playing.
You have 2 games under your belt. Talk a little bit about your thoughts on the squad through 2 games. Obviously, it's going to be a little different from the first game as the season progresses. Your thoughts through those first 2 on your squad?
You know, the very first game down at Burnsville, very good defensive team. I mean, they really gave our kids everything they could handle trying to get to the net, and their goaltender played well. I just think, you know, that was Burnsville's 3rd game. That was our first game. And there's usually a huge difference. And, you know, I know a lot about in football, is from the first game to the second game is where you see the biggest improvement. That's kind of the same way in hockey. That first game to the second and third game is where you see that largest improvement. And so we went up to Duluth the next night, and our power play looked a whole lot better. We scored 2 goals on our power play up there. The line combinations looked better. I even had a couple of girls asking me, like Anna Pascalo, saying, well, did we look better on the power play? We felt better. And I'm like, of course. So we're starting to see those improvements. The wins haven't come quite yet, but it's awesome to see the growth of the kids right now. And we're super excited that the kids want to keep going in that direction.
Now you're going into the conference schedule. It's a tough conference every year. Yeah. What do you look for, and what does it mean to have these 2 programs combined versus each trying and compete at that level?
Well, I think for us, combining together is great. We get the best of both worlds. We have some great athletes at Coon Rapids High School. We have some great athletes at Champlain Park High School. So really the benefit for us, and in girls hockey, if you can just pick up 1 more line and one or two more defensemen, that's a huge thing. And we've definitely have done that. Plus we have even more depth. I know that the girls in the season preview, when you talked to them, talked a lot about the depth that we have of kids. I mean, right now we do have 4 lines that we kind of mix and match. We have 5 or 6D. We've been kind of mixing and matching, and really the 3 goaltenders have been pushing each other a lot. And then what we kind of look for as we get into the season here, or the conference schedule, we have a great challenge tomorrow night with Andover. I mean, they've, their youth programs have been great all the way coming up. They've been talking about, hey, these top kids they have coming up, and they're there now. And so we're going to get a look at them tonight. And they've been shooting the puck and shooting lights out against a couple teams to start the year. So we're going to have to find a way to slow them down a little bit.
You have some nice depth on your program. Have there been some surprises in terms of some girls that are stepping up that you say this particular girl will be able to really help us as the season progresses?
Yeah, when we were kind of going through the kids and the stuff in the summer, we had a good look at some of the kids, and we had an idea of some of the players, but a couple that have stood out of the Coon Rapids girls that have is like Liz Zarati, Jordan Keller, Alyssa Brazier, Anna Bascalo. Those kids and their game they're getting more and more comfortable with what we're asking them to do, and so we're starting to see some of it. I mean, Liz had a really good game up in Duluth, and kind of off the first night at Burnsville, we weren't sure where it was going to fit in, but she really took off up there in Duluth and did some nice things, scored a nice goal for us, and actually had a really good chance of the game winner in overtime. She just missed hit the crossbar, went out of play. And Anna Bascalo is really starting to figure out some of the things that we're asking her to do and not be tentative. And just Brazier and Keller, they played varsity hockey long enough that things have kind of fallen in place for them, and they look really good.
Well, and I thought when we saw the game in Burnsville, one of the things I noticed is you've got, and not only do you have depth, that you've got a lot of balance all the way down to that fourth line, but you've also got some girls that are able to contribute as freshmen, and that means great things for the program.
Yeah, we were when we were going through tryouts and stuff like that this year. We knew we had some quality freshmen that were coming up. Delaney Johnson, Erica Tyson, this Abby Peterson. We knew these kids were kind of in the program, and they were moving towards getting their chance to play varsity. But they've all taken on big roles. I think Tyson killed a ton of minutes for us that night. Delaney is a goal scorer. Once Delaney Johnson takes off, she can put the puck in the net. I mean, she is really going to be a good player for us. And Abby Peterson, for a ninth grader, asking her to play defense at the varsity level, and the minutes we're asking her to play have been great, and her reach and her length is so awesome.
Yeah, I noticed both Peterson and Johnson. Johnson as just having a really good head for the game. And a really good hockey IQ, it seemed like, handles the puck really well. But Peterson, how comfortable and relaxed she looked when she was on the back, that's rare for a freshman at that level.
Very, very rare. I mean, so rare. I talked to our defense coach, Joe Head, at the end of the night, and I said, normally I'm down there kind of barking a little bit about this or that. I said, I didn't even walk down there that night. I said, she did a great job. The one time I was going to bark, she reached over and knocked the puck away, and I was just like, wow, that's unbelievable that she could get that play. So I've kind of left her alone down there. But, I mean, she has been calm and great. She has a learning curve still to go through, but the sky's going to be the limit for her. I mean, you don't get very many 6'1" defensemen.
Right.
And
as a freshman.
And be able to be not awkward and be able to move and do the things she does back there.
I know you're playing goals for yourself. At the end of the season, when you look back at this season, what do you think that you'll want to have accomplished the most?
Well, I think that the sky is the limit really for us. I mean, we have good goaltending, we have good defense, and we talked about it a little earlier. If we build from the backside out, I think we're going to be fine. The kids are doing they do dry land 6 days a week, so they're really trying to make sure their legs are going to be there at the end of the year. The way we're kind of pushing it, I think that the way we start now and the way we look at the end of the year is going to be totally different. And we do have some balanced scoring. We're not going to have maybe a 20-goal score in the group 25-goal score, but I think we're going to have a bunch of 10 to 12-goal scores, and that's going to even cause more problems for teams because they won't be able to say, well, their first line is out there, because now if their third line's out there, that line might still have 30 goals under their belt. So that's what we're really excited about, is the balance. And I think when you talked about the two schools, one of the things is, like I said before, is the depth of these two great programs.
Well, we are very excited to have you here. Very glad you could come in and join us, and look forward to watching you the rest of the way. But we are out of time. We do have some girls hockey on the schedule. We're going to be at that Andover game on Tuesday. We'll see the boys hockey opener on Tuesday the 28th, and boys basketball opening their season on Friday the 1st, hosting the Forest Lake Rangers. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sportsnight. I want to thank Coach Goltis once again for joining us. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young. Say goodnight.